Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue our chapter 6 Composition of Matter. So, let us see what is suspension. In the second beaker, heterogeneous mixture of water and sawdust is formed. Sawdust doesn't dissolve in water, it is a mixture of liquid and solids. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solid particles do not dissolve but get suspended. The particles are left floating freely in a beaker. The diameter of the solid particle in the suspension is larger than 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Therefore, the light cannot transmit through it. When filtration is done, the solid particles of sawdust remains on the filter paper as a residue and the liquid and solid components in the suspension get separated. Now we will see what is colloids. In the third beaker, the translucent mixture of water and milk is formed. It means that when light is incident on the surface of the mixture, it is partially transmitted and partly scattered. This is because the tiny particles of milk are spread evenly in water. The laser beam is incident on this particle and it gets scattered. The laser beam which is not incident on any milk particle get transmitted. Such heterogeneous mixture is called colloid. The pores on ordinary filter paper are larger than colloid and hence this heterogeneous mixture cannot be separated. Apart from this, there are some more types of colloids such as solid in gas, example smoke, liquid in gas, example fog, cloud, etc. Now, let us understand compounds. Compounds and mixtures are formed from two or more units. Whether these units are in joint state with each other or separated decides whether the matter is a compound or a mixture. Let's do an experiment. Take two evaporating dishes. Take 7 grams of iron filings in the first dish and 4 grams of sulfur in the second. Take a horseshoe magnet near the matter in both the dishes and observe while taking the horseshoe magnet near the matter. Also observe the color of the matter. Now heat the matter in the second dish for a while and let it cool. Observe the color change and also observe whether there is any effect of horseshoe magnet in it. In the above activity, when the magnet was taken near the first dish containing iron filings, the iron filings got attracted to the magnet. The sulfur did not get attracted to the magnet. On testing the matter obtained by mixing iron filings and sulfur with the horseshoe magnet, it was found that the resulting matter was a mixture of iron and sulfur. The mixture had properties of both iron and sulfur respectively. In the mixture, some particles were in yellow color, that is, it was sulfur, and some particles were in black color, which was iron filings. When a magnet was taken near the mixture, the iron particles got attracted to the magnet, means the property of the iron particles to get attracted towards the magnet was unchanged. When the mixture of iron and sulfur was heated and cooled, there was no effect of magnet on it, and characteristic yellow color of sulfur had disappeared. From this we come to know that matter formed by heating the mixture of iron and sulfur is different from the original component. A chemical combination took place between iron and sulfur due to heating. The atom of iron and sulfur became joined by chemical bond to form molecules of a new compound. A chemical bond is an attraction between atoms or molecules that help to formation of chemical compounds. Molecular formula. In any compound, a definite proportion of the element is present. A molecule or compound is formed by joining a certain number of atoms of constituent elements to each other. Example, water. The molecular formula of water is H2O. Its constituent elements are hydrogen and oxygen, and numbers of atom of the constituent are 2H, that means 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Molecular formula indicates the valency of the constituent elements. A molecular formula includes the information regarding the symbols of constituents, elements and their respective numbers as subscripts. Now, valency. The ability of another atom to join a bond is chemical property of an atom. This ability is indicated by valency of an atom. Valencies of constituent element can be deduced from the known molecular formula of a compound. So here you can see we have HCl. HCl consists of hydrogen and chlorine, that is H and Cl. So valency of hydrogen is 1. Number of bonds formed by chlorine with hydrogen is 1. Therefore, valency of chlorine is 1. We will see second example, NH3, ammonia. So it has 3 hydrogen and 1 nitrogen. Valency of hydrogen is 1. Now, we will do cross multiplication method for writing the molecular formula of simple compounds. So, step 1, you have to first write the symbols and valency of the constituent element. So, we have C, carbon and oxygen. So, carbon has 4 valency and oxygen valency is 2. Now, in second step, what we will do? Cross multiplication to obtain the number of atoms of constituent elements in the molecule of compound. So, 3 multiplied by 2, C multiplied by 2 and O multiplied by 4. So, in the third, we will write the molecular formula. So, we got C, 2 and O, 4. Now we will see the next step. Step 4. The number of constituent atom in the molecular formula should be the smallest possible whole number. So divide the formula which is obtained in the step 3 by a suitable number. So in fourth step you have to divide it by any number. So here we have C2O4. So 2 and 4 goes in table of 2. So we are going to divide it by 2. So if we will divide by 2, we will get CO2. So the final molecular formula is CO2. We will take one more example of an element CH, carbon. We have C and H, that is carbon and hydrogen. So valency of the carbon is 4 and hydrogen is 1. So again we are going to cross multiply. So C multiply by 1 and H multiply by 4. So we will get C into 1 will be C and H into 4 will be H4. So we are going to divide it by 1. So we will get CH4. I hope you have understood how to deduce the molecular formula of any compound.